name's Zander Schloss. This is a piece that I'm working on, and it's a new piece, and I kind of want to let you guys into the process of my writing. And basically the emphasis of this particular segment is on having a singular voice as a guitar player, and limiting our options in order to create a singular sound. So I want to let you in on this particular piece that I'm writing, and how I started was I was informed by the title of the song. I came up with the premise for the song, and then I started to envision what the song was about musically. So the song, the words that came into my head were living in a silent sea. And I've been experimenting around with a style that is kind of based on Gothic and Baroque music. So I've been listening to a lot of classical radio, I guess. At any rate, when I started writing the song on the guitar, I'm thinking in terms of playing by myself as a solo artist. But yet I want the song to imply that there are other instruments at play here. Say, for instance, like the harpsichord. So I'm not thinking in terms of playing guitar. I'm thinking in terms of playing the harpsichord. So say, for instance, like a... So something like that. And I'm not necessarily thinking about playing guitar. And in saying I'm thinking of the harpsichord, I'm thinking in terms of utilizing the guitar as a small sort of what are they called? These classical, like a pocket orchestra or a chamber orchestra. I'm thinking of turning the guitar into a chamber orchestra. So there will be times where I'll utilize the guitar just as a guitar. Say, for instance, in so something like that to me is just a guitar playing. But when I think in terms of introducing the orchestra into that same motif, a variation of that motif might be... So something like that informs where there's going to be an instrumental part. Now, when I just played that last piece that I just played, that informed me where the vocal would be. So let's go back to that. And so this is like... You know what I'm saying? So in terms of this writing, what I'm saying is, what I'm doing is I'm envisioning this chamber orchestra, and that is the limitation of what I'm working with. But it opens up my options on the guitar. So I have a piano, I have a string quartet, and I have a harpsichord, and a classical guitar. And the only other embellishment that I have is when the vocalist comes in. So in saying that, I've expanded the options on the guitar, yet I've limited it to those particular types of sounds. And also in the writing, the process of writing this song, I'm taking this particular motif and embellishing the motif very, very slightly to imply that another instrument has come in. So say, for instance, you have this motif, this... expanded one. Going into the sweeping orchestra. Now, okay. So what I want to do is I want to show you, as the song progresses, I want to take it into a movement where the music takes over and it's a tag out, and it starts to embellish on this theme. These three chords. So not perfectly executed, but at any rate, those three chords start to build and imply that there's more that's happening there, that there is more instruments playing than what you're actually working with here. Well, with this guitar, it's 6 strings, but the other thing that I'm doing, I don't know how many people out there are playing the 12-string guitar or going to try this particular technique, but what I'm doing is, if I do an upstroke, it appears to sound just like a regular guitar. Now if I do a downstroke, I'm accentuating the octave string of the 12-string guitar. So in doing that, I can kind of separate these two strings that are basically, they become a pair rather than one sound. And that's a great way to bring up the dynamic. And I wanted to talk also about maybe the tempo of the piece that I'm working with. And a lot of people may or may not know that I played in a band called the Circle Jerks, which was a very fast, very loud, and very aggressive band. There was not a whole lot of room for dreaming in between the notes. We pushed an energy that was based on a lot of anger, and it would get people churning into a circle pit and dancing and beating each other up and stuff. And I thought to myself, well, I've done that for a long time, and I know how to push that particular energy. But what if one was to perhaps slow things down and create another type of intensity through having slow tempos with lingering notes and a lot of space between the notes, for sort of imagining and for dreaming. I believe that the emotion in a song is in between the notes, and this is my experiment with intensity, which is being actually playing softer, being more fragile, and expressing more vulnerability, almost the type of vulnerability that one would go, wow, I feel that way, but I would never dare to say that, or I would never dare to express that. Well, the music is reflecting that, and also the lyrical content that I'm working with is very expressive of that. One of my favorite emotions that I like to deal with in writing is melancholy, because it's not just sad. There's a sadness and there's a beauty to the melancholy, and this is the type of thing, like I've written some songs where people will perhaps shed a spontaneous tear. People, man, I don't want to cry, but really, like when somebody hears a song and they're moved to tears, that's actually a healing experience, and I believe that we can get to that through creating space in music. And that's my that's my goal as a writer at this point. Plus, I'm getting older now, and I really want to age with grace, and I really want to represent myself as an artist who maybe has not reached his potential, but I don't believe in reaching my potential, because when an artist reaches their potential, everybody wants them to stay stuck in a box. They want them to repeat that over and over. But if you always strive for your potential, then you can experiment and do other genres of music, and people will follow you. So, well, that's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.